Let's go the same order. Satori first. Wow, Anya, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding this talent from me. I'm glad you like them, but really, I'm not hiding anything. But your poems are so good, both yesterday's and this one. Have you really never done this before? You know I haven't. Anyway, you're literally only one in the club who feels that way. Come on. You're telling me that not even Nat likes your poems? Natsuki thought my poems sucked last time. I can't really see him liking this one any better. Besides, I already know why you like them so much. Oh, why is that? Because whenever I write my poems, I'm thinking about you. Me? Why do you think? We're best friends. We spend a lot of time together. So much time, in fact, that I think we kinda know each other's thoughts sometimes. We have that kind of connection, you know? Anya, can I have this poem? I give a little sigh and soft chuckle. Of course you can, buddy. You can take it home once everyone else sees it. Thank you. It really is a great poem, you know? Alright. No need to make me feel special about it. When I go and try to go for another ending, I also need to mess around a little bit with the poems, at least to see a little bit how a bit of the dialogue options change. I won't do it as intense as with the original game, but I've literally one video that's literally just dedicated to an Act 1 loading and seeing every line of dialogue possible during the poem section. I won't do it as intense here, but I do want to maybe mess around a little bit. When I'm going to check if there's a better ending, I'll see. I'll check up on it. I playfully push him. Let me see your poem now. Fine. Here, hope you like it. I'm sure I will. Ding. Sad thoughts. I pop my scalp off the top of my head, like the lid of a cookie jar. It's time to clean up in there. Happy thoughts and angry thoughts, all wriggling in the dark crevices of my mind. The happy thoughts are soft and warm. They rub against each other like a bundle of kittens. The angry thoughts are prickly to the touch. The prickles dig into my head and become stuck. The angry thoughts are mean to the happy thoughts. They never get along. So I pluck out the happy thoughts, since the angry thoughts are way too strong. I put the happy thoughts into bottles, where they stay safe and sound. I keep them all up on a shelf for when my friends come into town. The angry thoughts get stronger. The prickles then grow longer. Angry thoughts, angry thoughts, angry thoughts. In my head they glow. The happy thoughts, they tingle. Their numbers begin to dwindle. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts. In bottles all in a row. Night after night, more dreams. Dream after dream, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, searching all the nooks and crannies. The angry thoughts eventually die. But when they do, they become hard and cold. I don't like the way they feel. Sad thoughts, sad thoughts, sad thoughts, forever embedded in my mind. That settles onto my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. I check my head, but find no more. My friends look through my locked front door. I open the door, and in they come. Did they really want my bottles that bad? I pull them from the shelf and give them to each one of my friends, each one of my bottles. But when I let the bottles go, they slip out of my hands and shatter on the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and shards all over the floor. Angry thoughts, angry thoughts, angry thoughts, banging on my door. Sad thoughts, sad thoughts, sad thoughts, eating at my core. My friends are yelling, pleading. My heart is pounding, bleeding. I want the angry thoughts to go away. I want the happy thoughts instead. But all I hear are the sad thoughts going echo echo, 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 echo. On repeat, inside my head. Took very heavy inspiration from bottles. I feel like it would have benefited from parting specific things, like making it their own. Oh, do you call them verses? In Germany, what we have Verse. Ein Vers is basically a line, but it's very heavily spelled, almost identically to verses. But I'm pretty sure verses actually here was actually the paragraphs. I'm currently actually not too sure right now. But I feel like I would have benefited from it. It certainly has a much better structure than the previous one. Or like most of them previous ones in general. But I feel like they... I feel like once again, a few reasons why lines were written like that wasn't pulled into consideration. But when I let the bottles go, they slip out of my hands and shatter on the tile between my feet. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Due to the length, it's messing with the rhythm. And due to already the lack in the structure, I feel like that wasn't intentional. Otherwise, I feel like in the placement it could make sense for there to be a mismatch in the rhythm to the usual rhythm that the poem had, but from the shelf, one after the other, holding that. But the problem also here is they simply don't have much of a consistent rhythm like bottles had. But we know now angry thoughts do in fact play a big role here. But I feel like it's pretty common also for anger to turn into like some type of sadness. That makes sense. But I do think it's interesting that sad thought. It's not like it's saying that he prefers the angry thoughts over the sad thoughts. I misread that a little bit. Because I myself, when I get angry, I try to make myself sad instead. Because I'd rather be sad than angry. Holy crap. Satori, I can't believe you really wrote this. Well, of course I did. You were there when I wrote it. I told you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever. I look at the poem over and over again. I love my eyebrows. This poem is beautiful, but also a bit concerning. It has no coherent rhythm. I'm sorry, but due to the lack of rhythm, the structure adds a lot of the beauty for me in poems. That's why I really enjoy like Natsuki's poems. They have a very good structure. If it breaks structure, it has a point. Sayori's poems too. At least in the original. In the second, like in the plus version, bottles are a bit messed up with how the way it's connected later on. Can I ask you a question? Sure. What happens when a cookie jar is empty? What do you mean? I look at the poem again. Each time I read it, I grow increasingly worried. I'd don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but I do feel the need to address my concern. I decided to choose my words carefully. Satori, I need you to promise me something. Anything. I need you to promise me that if your cookie jar ever runs out of happy thoughts, you need to tell me so that I can refill it. Will you do that for me? Come on. Don't read too much into it. It's just a poem. There's a lot of feelings in this one. Things that make me think that maybe some of those happy thoughts should stay where they are, instead of being put into bottles. Don't you think? Okay, I get it. Jeez, sometimes I think you worry about me too much. Well, of course I do. You're a precious cinnamon bun who needs to be protected at all costs. Not even Sayori is that. I'm not saying she isn't a precious cinnamon bun, but usually when it comes to the protection, it's like, you know that calling a depressed person isn't the best thing either. I take immediate delight in embarrassing him. Hey, I am not! I can't help but giggle a little. Jeez, that's enough. Why do I have to ruin our moments by saying something dumb or weird? He says that, but he can't help but break into a small smile anyway. He'll love me for being dumb and weird. Admit it. He tries to hold back, but he finally relents and shows me a big smile. Fine, you win. In any case, you seem really passionate about writing. I heard this poem. It shows. Well, I'm glad. I'll get the poem one more time before I hand it back to him so he can finish sharing it. Remember what I told you? I will. So, Yuri. Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Anya. Your skill's already improving. You really think so? Wow, thanks, Yuri. That means a lot coming from you. When I go and play once more, I do need to save. I do need to be recording in case something changes, because I'll try to have like only Sayori words in my poem if it also drives Yuri away, or if he's different compared to Yuri in that way. It's nothing. I'm happy to inspire my fellow writers. I know you need this, so don't worry too much if it feels like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You needn't be afraid to be a little more daring. How can I do that? Well, metaphors can go a long way. Okay. Coming up with clever, beautiful metaphors is super challenging for me. It doesn't have to be. Writing shouldn't be a robotic activity. The secret is to just let your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see inside your mind. When you think about it, it's a very intimate exercise. I see. That's certainly an interesting technique. Thank you for sharing that with me. I have an example of that, if you'd like to read it. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and hands me his poem. More about fire. Phoenix. A mortal flame, tearing through the sky, resplendent. Aristocratic inferno. Okay. Spreading her smoldering wings, destruction. Fearless, I hold out my arm. I see the beauty. The phoenix perches. It hurts, but it will heal. The phoenix seeks me out. I am her only friend. I embrace her. Her warmth enfolds me, searing. My beast, my desire, my passion. The phoenix can never be tamed. The sun is where she dwells. When I hold out my arm and call, she comes to me and ignites my soul once more. It's interesting that even the first poem was connected to his self-harm habits. He seems to be maybe much more at risk than Yuri in that regard. Seems to be either a more intense addiction already in Act 1. We'll see. I'll see when I go down his route. I'll see. But due to the way that it's written, this one feels also very natural with a lack of paragraphs. Where is this? Whatever. With the paragraph-like structure. Especially due to there being due to the shortness of the lines as well. I feel like that's one of the best poems structure-wise thus far. Let's see. And only here are dots. Closing thoughts, okay.
I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more, metaphorical.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
So, what's this poem about?
Well, I want to express the way it feels for me to indulge my more unusual hobby. The sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
Like, what kind of hobbies? I ask without thinking. Yuri is visibly shaken.
Oh, well that's not important at the moment. Perhaps we'll discuss it another time.
That's fine. I'm sorry for prying. I was just curious. I understand how it can be embarrassing to talk about what many might consider an unusual interest.
Do you have any of your own, Anya?
Well, it depends on what the definition of unusual is. What's normal for me might be considered weird for someone else, you know?
That's true. That's why people should respect each other's individuality rather than make fun of them for it, even if it's difficult. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I'd probably hate myself. Sorry, I'm just ranting a bit now. But I'm glad you're a good listener. In fact, you're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening, even breaking up fights. There really aren't a lot of people like you, Anya.
Yuri.
Sorry. It's just how I feel.
Interesting. Let's see if this changes during the Natsuki route. And, well, most likely will, but if I go more intense, the Sayori route, if that changes. Satori route. If that changes.
I never thought I would be so comfortable sharing my writing. But now, I look forward to it. It's a nice feeling, and I thank you for that.
Yuri smiles at me sincerely. Natsuko! Well, I can't say it's any worse than your last poem. But it's not really much better either. Whatever guilt I was feeling for eating all his cookies has completely dissipated. Because we're a dick. In spite of being a girl this time around, I feel like we're way more of a dick than last time. Last time? In the original game. Well, at least it's not a total train wreck, so that's good. You don't have any compliments, but you sure do like to dish out the critique, don't you? Haha! Well, that's what it means to be a pro. Every critique I offer is based on my own experiences as a writer. Listen to my advice and maybe one day you'll be as good as I am. I'm just to also, when I play the Sayori route again, to go with Natsuki and then Natsuko and then Yuri.
see how that changes. A few of the options. So I will have to be recording for that.
Did he just take my critique of him as a compliment? Did I read the last line?
Listen to my advice, maybe one day you'll be as good as I am.
Man, I just can't win with this kid. Actually, you know what? This kinda reminds me of Satoru's poem from yesterday. Oh yeah?
Yep, but it's to be expected.
You've been friends for so long that you're probably on the same wavelength.
You're a lot alike, the two of you. Just a couple of dorks.
That's a fair assessment. Actually, I have no argument. He's right.
Well, I don't get it, but if it works for you, whatever.
Anyway, here's my poem.
Trevor likes dolls.
So there's this guy who's in my class. Trevor is his name. While everyone else thinks he's cool, I think Trevor's lame. Although he does like comic books and can slam dunk a basketball, I found out that Trevor likes to play with Barbie dolls. It's hard to wrap my head around why he's got so many friends. They speak so highly of him, and the praises never end. Trevor this and Trevor that, from the classrooms to the halls. I wonder what they'd think of him if they knew about his dolls. One day, Trevor came to me and he smiled at me fondly. I grimaced and backed away because I didn't want his doll germs on me. Doll germs? But his intent was friendly and he invited me to the mall. I went with to check out the babes while Trevor bought a doll. I do not care that Trevor is kind or that he has a brilliant mind. Holding open doors, cleaning spills from floors, helping feed the poor, ending all the wars. Shield your wives and hide your daughters, 'cause Mr. Perfect can walk on water. Yes, he's smart, and sure he's fun, but he's not hurting anyone. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, and I hate to hurt your feelings, but I also hate that Trevor douche with every fiber of my being. Someday, I'll break my silence about Trevor's love for dolls. I'm gonna let his secret out. I'm gonna tell them all. Once again, very heavily inspired, but this time at least not really taking lines from Amy Likes Spiders. It's once again lacking in a few structure points that also made Amy Likes Spiders more intense about, like, at the end. Amy Likes Spiders feels way more intense. However, I do like that they stuck with rhyming, because they mentioned that he just generally likes rhyming things, and I feel like it even fits here. So I do like that they stuck with like his the theme of his like I love writing. Not bad, right? I reread the poem a couple times, starting to myself, I think I get it. The message in this poem is don't be a jerk and judge someone for their weird hobbies. Am I right? What? No. Are you serious? Jeez. And here I thought I made the message pretty straightforward too. Do I really need to explain it? Huh? So Trevor and his dolls aren't an analogy for you and your comic books? Natsuko merely smirks and rolls his eyes at me. Haha! Gosh, you're such a dummy sometimes! My face burns with embarrassment. Well, I thought you were using a simple analogy to tackle complicated issues. I did, but you missed the point entirely. Alright, let me explain. See, sometimes we come across people that annoy the hell out of us. They could be the sweetest person in the world, be talented, super smart, whatever, right? But like, no matter how cool that person may be, there's just something about them that rubs us the wrong way. The subject of the poem literally has no reason to hate Trevor.
They don't even know why they hate him. They're just annoyed by everything he does. We know why the subject hates Trevor. It's because they're jealous of him. And jealousy makes people do some pretty immature things. Don't you see? The subject doesn't really care that Trevor plays with dolls. They're just trying to find something, anything, to nitpick about him in order to try and justify their contempt. Well, that was completely lacking in the structure, but whatever. The message here is, yes, you will get annoyed with perfectly harmless people, but instead of just trying to fuel your hatred by finding the one thing wrong with the person who annoys you, you need to focus more on people's good qualities in order to get yourself out of that mindset be born of envy. I mean, you can't just hate someone because they happen to be good at things you're not good at, right?
I'm a little taken aback by Natsuko's message.
It's a lot deeper than I thought. It really wasn't conveyed through the structure.
Let's see. I'm learning my thoughts over it again. Now, especially with the way it ended, it would have needed to end a bit differently so that we're aware. The fourth word where it was like, the fourth word is where the message shines through. I think it was the fourth word where it was like, oh my god, look at him, he's so perfect. Don't hide your daughters and wives and stuff. I think that's where the message shone through, but the ending paragraph once again cycled it back. To the message being more related to the dolls. And less about the mere fact of letting jealousy consume you. Maybe they should have ended it on the fourth paragraph then. Well, whatever. It can happen. In the end, even if I showed someone my poem and didn't give any context, they might also read something else into it. That has happened even with like some friends. Well, I ended them poems, and I don't know if they grabbed the message at all in first glance. Because no matter how much effort you put into structure and things, sometimes people will read something else into it. So maybe I would have understood it better with the last paragraph being either phrased differently or simply not existing. But maybe it was important to Natsu to include that final paragraph to further explain the type of feeling. Even if for me it changed the message of the poem. Unless with very simple poems, it's bound to happen. Because from the phrasing of the last poem, the last paragraph, it ended up cycling back to the dolls. And what Natsuko wanted to portray with that was that the hatred had nothing to do with the dolls. So what he was probably trying to imply with that was I'm gonna tell everyone that he likes dolls. But it doesn't seem related.
Well, whatever. There was thought put into it, and the way that I analyzed it just ended up with the same conclusion as Amy likes spiders. That's why I'm a bit anxious to ever share a few of my... When I do plan on at some point publishing some of my stories online for you to read. But especially when it comes to the stories where I'm writing out of the perspective of a bad person, I'm scared, or like, I make a bad person who's intended to just be bad. They're an awful person. But being a bad person does not mean that you can't have good points about something. Not in the thing of like, I'm doing bad things for a greater cause that could be considered good, but I actually just have good points in some other aspect. I'm really a bit also there concerned of how I'm fully going to get that across. And first and foremost, that bad person is right about that thing, but has nothing to do with that other thing about them. But after giving the poem one more look, I finally catch on the 4th paragraph. I think it was the 4th one with like the wives and daughters part. I think that was the one where it should have been more obvious. Like, not as in, it should have been more obvious to me, that's what I'm trying to say. That's where the message shines through the most. It's actually a pretty good poem. Hey Anya, I do agree with you on one thing. I think people need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Right? I think so too. Yuri actually wrote something about that today. Did you say Yuri? Yeah, he said his poem was about an unusual hobby of his. He said people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those kinds of things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri is pretty weird. So it's not surprising that he has weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I wouldn't judge him or anything. Natsuko thinks to himself for a moment. Maybe I should try to take it easy on him, since he's insecure about his odd behaviors and everything. I mean, I hate when people make me feel insecure. And while Yuri did make me feel insecure today, the way you put it makes it sound like he's learned his lesson. I think so. And even though his writing style is very different, I'm sure he'll appreciate the message in your poem. Well, I don't write unless there's a good message to take away from it. It is what I do best, after all. My poems don't just make you feel emotions. It helps you learn what those emotions are in a simple and fun way. Maybe I can teach Yuri a thing or two from today's poem. It definitely taught me something. Good, because tomorrow's poem is gonna be even better, so look forward to it. Hi again, Anya. How's the writing going? It's going fine. Good, you're applying yourself. That's what matters. I'm trying. Let's see if trying is paying off. Show me what you wrote for today. Sure, here you go. I had Mateo my poem. Another Satori poem? Well, aren't you two the dynamic duo? Well, we are pretty dynamic. And there is 2 of us. Witty as usual. He hands me back my poem. You spend a lot of time with him, don't you? Even in the club, you 2 are inseparable. It's sweet. Almost nauseating. I know it's none of my business. But would it kill you to hang out with anyone else? Yes, it would! I want to go the Satori route first. I went with the Sayori route first. And then with Yuri. So Act 2, I'm going with Yuri. I mean, if you spend time with the other members in this club, there may be a change or even an improvement in your writing style. I'm just saying. Oh, we're talking about my writing? I mean, of course we are. Well, I guess. Because right now, I feel like you're just piggybacking on Satori's personal style. Wait, what? That's not what I'm doing at all! Relax, I'm just teasing. I mean, sure, you could start to spend some time with the rest of us. I raise a suspicious brow.
We're definitely talking about my writing anymore.
But your style is different enough from Satori's to be your own. So that's good. Anyway, are you ready to read my poem now?
I'm quite proud of this one, how this one turned out. Yeah, let's have a look.
Play me! Play me. Your colors, though bright and beautiful, blind me. Red, green, blue. They flash, expanding across the universe. They won't stop. Your noise is endlessly meaningless. It squeaks violently, screeching across time, piercing through my ears, sine, cosine, tangent. An endless cacophony of grating waveforms, like dragging a fork across a dinner plate, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Quit me.
I'm happy we got an abstract poem. Yeah, I think this is one of the better structured poems as well. What I'm currently paying attention to is the play me, quit me. I feel like that's playing into the idea that maybe he's a bit more or less like, while Monica really wanted to connect with us with reality, and it was painful for her to but he did want to spend more time with us. But maybe it feeds more into the idea that he's kind of the opposite. That he doesn't want... that he would want us to leave. Maybe in his case, our presence, the thought that he is forced to kind of exist, like this existence of this game character, this unreachable game character. Like with Monica, it's leading to like it's causing anguish either way. But like in Monica's case, the lady who knows everything, we see that it won't let her tear her down. She won't let it tear her down. She's just going to try and find her way in spite of that. I don't know, this quit me kind of implies to me that maybe he's just a bit more of the side of just end it right now. Or maybe it's intended to just be like a reference to the game. I don't know. But especially Natsuko's second poem there convinced me that they might add more, even more to it than just the original messages. So I feel like the quit me could imply that he's a bit more like, instead of the pain is so much, but I feel like it's easier when I'm around you. It's easier when we can spend time together so I can be closer to reality and to my purpose, and actually have a purpose and everything. He is kind of more just like, there's so much pain and I just wanted to stop. Possibly. What the? And I thought Yuri's poem was weird. It's a Even more abstract than your last one, huh?
Oh, you're not a fan of that style?
Oh, I do like it. I've just never really seen anything like it before. I guess you can say it's very unique.
Thank you. I do like standing out in a crowd. It's no different when it comes into my writing.
Is this one also about your epiphany?
Well, sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something.
Isn't it the interpretation up to the reader? Anyway, here's Mateo's writing tip of the day. Yep. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Let's see. What happens if we... Oh, we don't even get a fucking hint!
Oh wait, that's because I loaded already once. Never mind, that's why.
What?
Oh, but we're aware of it. We can take a note of it. You never know when you might change your mind. Or when something unexpected may happen.
Are we maybe a bit more... The MC is pretty much ingrained to the game, like the original MC. We have a character file. I need to also mess with the character files once.
Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about?
I glance around nervously. Who the hell is he even talking to?
That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
He's not as able to keep up the confident persona. What the hell kind of Truman Show?
Alright guys, okay, so in his case it's not okay everyone, in his case it's alright guys, got it. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something else to plan for today, so if all of you could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? It is.
Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? I mean, it's not going to put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't do all of last minute preparations.
Don't worry so much, boys.
We're going to keep it simple.
We won't need more than a few decorations. Satori's been working on posters, and I've been designing pamphlets we can give out during the event.
Well, that's great and all, but what exactly are we doing for our event? Haven't you heard? We're going to be performing. Performing? Too. Yep, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. And the cool part is, we're going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too.
But also his lack of confidence in his response there also once again inclines to me that he's not as capable of keeping up with it.
Satori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Satori points to the poster he'd been coloring, which he had pinned to the wall.
Are you kidding me? You haven't started putting those up anywhere, have you? Actually, I have. Do you have a problem with that? Jeez, you should have talked to us about this first. I'm not performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuko. You should have consulted us before making a decision like this. You two listen here. Now you two listen here.
Mateo, try to understand where they're coming from. Remember Nat and Yuri never shared their poems with anyone just until a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask of them to recite their poems out loud in front of a group of people like that. That's actually kind of like the opposing roles, like Sarah was like, guys, and Monica was like, actually, it's,
She basically said the exact same thing as Satori just did. I guess we kind of overlooked that. Well, I'm really sorry. But I still think we should at least try. We're responsible for the fate of this club. All of us. If we each put on a good performance, then we'll inspire others to do the same. And the more people perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Don't you want to inspire others to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. All it's gonna take is standing in front of a room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem. I know you're all capable of that, at least.
Natsuko and Yuri remain silent. Satori looks worried. Mateo can be really careless about the other's feelings sometimes. But I can't help but feel that in a way he's right this time. I guess it leaves me no choice. And I say kudos to Satori and Mateo for trying so hard to get new members. The least the rest of us can do is set an example. Count me in. Mateo quickly glances my direction and smiles in approval.
Well, I guess.
Natsuko is clearly out of arguments.
Alright, fine, I'm in too. Awesome! What about you, Yuri?
You dejectedly glance around at everyone's expectant faces.
I guess I don't have a choice. Yes, that's everyone! You're the best, Yuri! This club is seriously going to be the death of me.
They kept that in. But Satori might... Interesting.
Way to be a drama queen, Yuri! Anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to recite a poem in front of all of us. Any poem you want. It doesn't even have to be one you wrote. It'll be good practice. What now? Mateo, this is too sudden! I don't know. Well, if you can't recite a poem in front of us, how do you expect to do it in front of a group of strangers? I don't know. There's no way
I'll go first. Once again, my mouth speaks before my brain can react. All eyes are instantly on me.
Alright, Anya! Well now, aren't you all fired up? I was gonna set us off, but if you're feeling confident, go on ahead. I will.
I have an idea that I think will help. I flip through my phone for something to recite as the guys all take their seats. I stand at the front of the room. A smirk creeps across my lips when I find what I'm looking for. That should do the trick. Alright, gentlemen. This piece by a famous author named Theodore Geisel. Or Geisel? I don't know how it's in English, but whatever. I'm sure you're familiar with his work. Yeah, here we go. I hope this works. I start reading out loud. Within a few moments, Satori and Natsuko start giggling. A smile spreads across Yuri's face and I can see his chest heave with laughter that he tries so desperately to suppress. The piece is full of crazy tongue twisters which I tried to recite without stammering. I managed to complete the entire thing without tripping over by the words.
I can't do that.
By the time I finished, Natsuko and Satori are snorting and have tears in their eyes. Yu has even managed a few hearty laughs that reverberate throughout the room. I look at Mateo and shrink back a little. He does not look amused in the least by my flawless rendition of Dr. Seuss' Fox and Socks. Anya, I thought you were going to take this seriously.
Hey, lay off him, Mateo! Don't you see what she just did? Huh? Anya has clearly performed something light-hearted and amusing in an attempt to make take the tension out of the room. Ah! And now,
Yuri stands up.
I'm ready to perform my poem. I call going next. Oh, okay then. In that case, great job, Anya.
Then my great job. Thanks, Mateo. Just trying to help.
Seems I continue to underestimate you. You keep surprising me.
Mateo smiles at me proudly. Meanwhile, Yuri steps to the front of the room.
This poem is called Crimson Death.
Yuri's voice is deep and commanding as he begins to recite his poem. The poem is full of twists and turns in the structure that he enunciates with perfect timing. He finishes and everyone is stunned. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone soon follows, giving Yuri the recognition he deserves. Yuri smiles and bows his head in appreciation before returning to his seat.
My turn!
Natsuko slips out of his seat and scurries to the front of the room.
My poem's called Backflip. Kind of like jump.
Natsuko takes a deep breath. Once he starts, he seems to grow even more enthused. The poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuko's trademark style, and it actually sounds pretty good when performed out loud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, giving life to the poem. He finishes, and everyone applauds.
Thank you, thank you! If you like this one, you'll love when I choose for the real performance. Well, I guess I'll... Me next! Me next! Wait. Me next! I forgot his voice! Me next! Me next!
Mateo remains in his seat. He appears a bit irritated. Satori wastes no time flying to the front of the room. These poems were all written on sheets of paper. Satori, meanwhile, stands behind the podium armed with nothing but an ear-to-ear grin.
This poem's called The Last Star.
Satori begins his poem. It's the poem that we heard earlier, part of. It's serene but it's sweet, like the one he shared today. I listen carefully to the words. And thankfully, it's not as concerning as the other one. But it definitely makes me see Satori in a whole new light. He finishes and we applaud once again.
Thanks, Anya! Very nice story. But next time, try to recite your work with a little more enthusiasm, as well as a little more force. That gentle delivery of yours requires a lot more grit.
I frowned a little. Why is Mateo picking on Satori all of a sudden? That seems to be bothering me more than it does him, though.
Okay, I understand. I'll practice that at home. I hope you do. Because next time, I'll make you pick a poem that challenges you a lot more. Challenge accepted!
Satori cheerfully takes a seat. I bite the inside of my cheek. Why did Mateo's critique annoy me so much? Mateo finally takes his turn at the front of this class.
This poem is called Do Not Disturb.
Mateo begins his recitation. His clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, his inflection is pristine. He knows exactly how to put emotion behind each line he recites, bringing the words to life. There's no way he hasn't done this before. I look around me. Everyone seems to be in awe. Finally, he finishes. The four of us applaud. Mateo smiles.
That was amazing! That was amazing, man! Great job! I really don't remember what it was. That was amazing, man! That was amazing, man! That was amazing, man! Great job! That was amazing, man! Great job! Thank you. It was very good. But I'm glad Anya went first to lighten the mood. I wouldn't have wanted to read mine at all if we had to follow Mateo.
How do you feel about having to do this in front of a group of strangers, Natsuko?
Well, I think it'll be way easier than doing it in front of you guys. I can put my face I want in front of other people.
But it's just you all. It's a little embarrassing.
It's the other way around for me.
I must say, Daijobu sounds very good in this format.
Well, I'm proud of all of you for doing this. You did very well. It might be hard, but now that you have an idea of what it's like, you'll do fine. Make sure you pick a poem and get in enough practice before the festival. Satori and I will be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. And Anya?
Don't worry, I'll pick a real poem for the festival. I just want to break the ice and make everyone feel uncomfortable.
I want to make everyone feel uncomfortable. Comfortable. I know, and it worked. So feel free to recite any poem you'd like. I trust your performance will be entertaining regardless of what you perform. Your efforts are showing, Anya. It pleases me greatly that you're applying yourself.
Happy to help!
Alright guys, I think that's about it for today. I know the festival's coming up, but try to write poems for tomorrow as well. I think it's been working out perfectly so far, so let's keep it up. We'll finish planning for the festival tomorrow, and we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday is the big day. Don't lose your nerve.
I can't wait!
We can do this.
It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. That's for sure. I stand up. I'm a little more enthusiastic about the festival now. Not as much as Satori or Mateo, but I'm excited to see how things turn out. For the sake of the club, I'll do my best. Ready to go, Satori?
Yep. Look at you two always going home together like that. Kind of adorable, isn't it?
Satori blushes.
Jeez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice then. Being able to do everything with someone.
Come on, we don't do everything together, right, Anya? I could say no and be done with it, but I simply can't resist. Tell about the time we showered together.
It wasn't a shower! It was a bath!
Satori's face turns bright red after realizing what he just said. Natsuko quickly clasps both hands over his mouth, snickering. Yuri smirks and laughs gently. Mateo rolls his eyes and chuckles to himself.
I mean, look, we were little kids, okay? It happened a long time ago.
It happened 2 weeks ago! Before I can finish my sentence, Sayuri slaps his hand across my mouth and straddles me across the chest with his other arm.
Well, look at the time! We gotta go, see you guys tomorrow. Bye!
I have a muffled and wave to the guys as Satori drags me out of the room. I walk home with Satori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot has already changed. But today, Satori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Satori, you alright?
Oh, yeah! Sorry, I was spacing out.
Oh, good. I thought for a second you were mad at me for that thing I said before we left.
Thanks for telling them that, by the way. Are you trying to ruin out your chances with one of them?
Oh, they know I was joking.
You better hope they do. Anyway, that's not what I was thinking about. I was actually thinking about it from earlier. So, let's just say that one day Mateo asks to walk home with you. What will you do?
What? Where did that come from all of a sudden?
I'm just curious. We can pick Mateo here? Interesting, but I'm going with the full Satori route for now. I can pick Mateo another time. I'll pick it later. I'll pick it, let's see, if I go with the Yuri or Natsuko route, if it'll be something else. Because then I have to do that differently.
Satori, I wouldn't ditch you for anyone.
But he's so charming.
So you walk home with him?
Jeez, you know that's not what I mean. It's just, that was our goal in the first place, right? I know what we're trying to do here.
But I'm not gonna disregard you in the process. And I'm not gonna take something that's our thing and do it with someone else. I'm a better friend than that. Give me a little more credit.
You're silly, Anya.
Mateo would deserve it if he wanted it, so... I'd like to think I decide who deserves to walk home with me, thank you. And I've already made up my mind.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
We split off at our junction. I watch him leave and I'm left feeling awkward and concerned. Why does it feel like Satori is starting to regret helping me? I hope it doesn't occupy his mind too much. I hate for him to make himself sad over it. The fest is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time?
So... hug. He was the hug one. Let's try to go a full Satori.
full Satori route. That means I won't even try with big. Ah, but I kind of should want to maybe try with fight. No. We're not taking too many chances here. I can try that later. Love. Volcano's probably also him. Beauty. Together. Oh, hate, I'm not sure though. Why was his word? Wait, none of these are Sayori, or in this case, Satori words. I'm going with a full route of yours! You cannot stop me! Okay. Fear. Play. Ah, fuck. Wait, it was changed to his word, I see. It was changed to his word, I see. Play is usually Sayori, but in this time around? Forever. That was also his friends. We're definitely friends. Friends together. Cream is probably someone else. Girl was that. Precious. Heart. Embrace. Calm. Music. Dapper, I can imagine, is also Natsuko's.
Well, and I thought Matteo was late!
Yeah.
Yes, but at least I was practicing guitar!
Where have you been, Anya? I thought the idea of our festival event may have scared you off. The reactions are not exaggerated. I did show up in the club room almost 25 minutes late. I feared Matteo would be infuriated, but he seems more worried than anything. He does. That's kind of weird. I'm sorry, guys. I had after-school detention. I got here as fast as I could.
Ooh, detention, huh? Did you get in a fight or something?
No, nothing like that. It was nothing really. The teacher was just overreacting.
Well, what did you do?
Enough to warrant a trip to the principal's office and get 25 minutes of detention.
Quit beating around the bush and tell them what you did!
Everyone jumps as Satori's voice screeches across the room. Oh, jeez! I look to see him sitting at a desk, his face contorted into an agitated scowl, his fingers anxiously fiddling with a pencil. I eye him suspiciously. I've seen his cranky days before, but this one is not like any I've ever seen. It's been like this all day. He almost seems like a different person today. Trying to maybe amp up his aggression this time? So that we don't like that? Just my luck, I had to get in trouble in the class we share. I shrink back a little. It wasn't a big deal. I was just drooling on the desk. Jeez, you could wipe it clean with a damn paper towel.
That's not the point! You were vandalizing school property! Anya, you drunk?
Huh? Well, sometimes.
Are you any good?
Not really.
I saw noodles on a notebook.
She's actually not bad.
Hidden talent. Impressive yet again. Idiots! Stop encouraging her!
Visibly shaken by the outburst, the other three retreat behind me. Great, it's up to me to be the brave one. I walk up to Satori and sit at the desk in front of his. He gives me another scowl. What's your
You're my problem!
I can't believe you, Anya! 3 days in and you're already showing up late! I thought you were going to take this seriously!
Way to prove me wrong!
Man, he's worse than I thought! I mean, I was actually willing to look into this club because I thought Satori would show me at least some leniency on occasions such as this, but this reaction is a bit exaggerated. Hey, I've only been late 1 day! Give me a break and stop blowing this out of proportion.
This isn't a game, alright? Don't think you can get away with this crap just because we've known each other for a long time. You're not going to put in some effort to show up on time, then don't bother showing up at all if you're not going to bother.
I'm sorry, okay? Jeez, stop being irrational.
I'll stop being irrational when you stop being irresponsible.
Look, the point is I showed up. So get off my back about it!
Well, thanks for gracing us with your presence, Your Highness! Stop strolling in whenever you feel like it! But strolling in whenever you feel like it will not be tolerated! If Mateo won't kick you out, I will!
I saw my hands on the desk and stand up! Well, excuse me! But I don't think that's your call, Mr. Vice President! The pencil he's tightly clutching suddenly snaps in two, the pieces falling to the ground. Satori jumps to his feet.
You wanna bet?! Hey! Both of you need to stop this right now! Don't make me separate the two of you.
Mateo's tone is serious, but then again, so was this fight. I shoot Satori a glare before turning away. I'll save you the trouble, Mateo. I'm sitting over there today.
Good.
Fine.
Jerk.
Take a seat. I take a seat clear across the room, as far away from Satori as possible. In the many years we've known each other, we fought plenty of times. But this was the first time it's ever been so intense. Throw me out of the club? After he was so excited to have me join? I don't know what's gotten into him, but I know that I don't like it one bit. Did Mateo, like I said, make him more aggressive so that he's unlikable? Or like, some people have, with depression, also have like an increase in aggression. So maybe his depression is amplified? I must be visibly flustered as I suddenly notice Mateo timidly approach me. He kneels down at my desk, smiling gently. He seems surprisingly humble today.
Hi, Anya. You okay?
Yeah. Fine. Why? What's up?
Well, this may sound strange, but have you noticed anything up with Satori lately?
Anything up with him? You mean in regards to his little tantrum?
Maybe reading too much into it. It just seems to be moodier. Not just with you, but with everyone.
I mean, he's just having a bad day. We all have grumpy days, you know? He just has a tendency to over-exaggerate things when he's upset. It's been that way since he was a kid. Ah, but Mateo says him asking us for advice.
So maybe it's not that.
Mateo peers across the room at Satori, who is idly dragging an eraser up and down the desk.
I think there is something more in his mind. I'm surprised you haven't noticed anything. You certainly know him a lot better than I do.
He'll be fine by tomorrow. These scrum days are few and far between for him. You know how happy and energetic he usually is. I say that, but in the back of my mind I can feel something is not quite right today.
Maybe I should talk to him.
You sure you want to do that? I mean, it seems like he wants to be left alone. Or maybe it is, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you did just get in a fight with him, so I may not be eager to talk to you anytime soon. But maybe you'll feel more comfortable opening up to me. Between you and me. I think he's acting out because he's a little jealous.
Huh? Jealous? Jealous of what?
Well, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but before you joined, Satori only talked about you. To be honest, we thought you were his girlfriend for the longest time. At least that's how he made it sound without actually saying it.
What? No way.
He always gets embarrassed at the thought of people assuming we're a couple. Around you, maybe. Do I think that maybe he has a different opinion of you when he's around the rest of us? Anyway, I've been working with him closely over the past few days. And since you've joined, I noticed him steadily growing grumpier towards everyone. So I think maybe he's having a problem with sharing you with the rest of us. He wanted to play Wingman for us.
Sharing me?
I've said too much. What do I know anyway? Just forget it. I'll go talk to him. So don't worry about it too much, okay?
Mateo smells meaningfully. I don't know how he expects me to forget about it though. He gets up from the desk and walks across the room to where Satori is sitting. He takes a seat next to Satori and gently starts talking to him. But he's keeping his voice so quiet that I can't hear him from here. I sigh and lean back in my chair. Even though Satori was being a jerk, I still can't help but worry about what might be wrong. But there's nothing to do besides wait for Mateo.
Alright guys!
After some time passes, Mateo addresses the club room.
Why don't we share our poems now?
Before I know it, everything's back to normal. Everyone gets to retrieve their poems. I do the same. I make eye contact with Mateo and he smiles at me. I wonder what he was talking about with Satori. I'm interested now too. Because she was the one approaching me. Or her, or whatever.